Fit for Life Radio, episode number 214. I'm Gary.
I'm Will.
We're with Coastal Strength and Fitness, and this week's episode, we're going over the programming at the gym, and we're sharing a little tip, a little segment. Everyone loves the new segment. Just the tip. Before we get into the week's programming, today the tip that we're going to go over involves muscle confusion. So,
oh boy,
most people have heard it. You gotta confuse the muscle.
You gotta keep changing it up, or your muscle doesn't react to what you're doing anymore. And
yeah, just delete that.
Yeah, I wish we could get rid of that, out of existence. It's just not a thing, right?
And then also the problem is it can lead to less effective.
Yeah,
workouts.
you're not getting enough out of it. And was it last week we kind of went over? You got to do stuff for a period of time to get better. At first you have to adapt, your nervous system, right? There's a neural adaptation when you do a new exercise. You have to get coordinated at it, and that allows you to do more and up your weights at first, right? Because it's more efficient. And then after that, we slowly start building strength and muscle. So if you're just over and over hitting that neural adaptation phase, your body kind of gets tuned to the exercise, and then you move on.
Yep.
And then every time you're just retuning because you change up so often.
And on top of that, it's hard. It's hard to track.
Yeah, you can't track, am I getting any better at all?
Yeah. And
generally, when you do that all the time, it's you're not going to get progress with that.
Yep. And if you don't want to trash the term, okay, well, at its core, muscle confusion, where people try to go with that is you need to
you got to keep it fresh.
What's the kind of that phrase, if you're not if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, or you need to change. But ultimately, muscle confusion then can be as simple as doing one more repetition than you did last time. So if you did dumbbell press with 30 pounds and for 10 reps on your first set, and 30 pounds for 9 reps on your second set, and then the next time you do the dumbbell press for 11 reps on your first set, that's enough, quote unquote,
confusion,
muscle confusion. That's more
oh no, we did 2 more reps.
That's all it takes.
That's enough.
That's all it takes. So you don't have to go from, I did a dumbbell press this week. Next week I'm going to do a 1-arm dumbbell press on a Bosu ball with 1 foot in a swimming pool and a motorized 4x4 truck going in circles around.
Do that.
That's you don't have to confuse your muscle.
I think people equate something being difficult with getting results.
Well, let's talk,
because new things are always going to be difficult, right? And complicated things are difficult.
You know what I think it is most commonly at its core, and you can explain this. You just did a little bit, but when people do something different from the time before, they notice they're more sore, and they're basing their workout success on how sore they are. But guess what? First of all, a lot of things can be a factor for soreness, but a big part of soreness is novelty, because it is new.
It's a novel stimulus.
New movement to your nervous system. That is more than likely what causes most soreness. In general, soreness is just...
It's a poor indicator, I think.
Yeah, it can just be damage, right? And damage doesn't mean progress. It's literally just you can...
It's just what it is.
I can stick my thigh in this door and smash it on my thigh and have muscle damage. It doesn't mean I got stronger. It doesn't mean I'm adding new muscle, building muscle.
Fibers.
It's literally just damage now that my body has to repair.
Yeah.
So, but people chase the soreness, and then they notice, when I change up my workout,
I'm more sore.
I'm more sore. But the reality is you're actually making it harder to have any kind of linear progression and notice and track things, and it's going to leave you actually spinning your wheels more.
Yeah.
Now, if your goal is to just feel sore,
And entertained.
then go for it. But
Yeah.
but realize that's actually less efficient, less.
Absolutely.
You know, so
if you feel like you're not making progress and that is frustrating, that's something you got to look at. And maybe it's a mindset shift of not always wanting to feel sore. And I think if you don't feel sore, because sometimes people will be like, I'm not sore from Monday. Like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
You know, and my first question is usually, well, like, do you feel like you're progressing? Do you feel like you're getting stronger? Because we do similar movements week to week. And the answer is usually yes. So really, if you're not sore and you're continuing to get better, like you're just living the good life. Like that's like ideal actually, is that you are recovering enough to continue to adapt.
Yep.
But it's not so much stimulus or stress in the workout that you're crazy sore from it. Like, so if you do feel that way and you're kind of wondering like, am I getting anything? That's the things that you should check and ask yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And so ultimately, muscles don't get confused.
They don't.
They adapt and grow from consistent progressive overload, and long-term constantly switching exercises will hinder the process. And ultimately, the key to progress is gradually improving and sticking with the plan long enough to see results.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that you have to do the same exercise variations to the T for your whole life.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, it's okay to change.
Yeah.
And I would encourage it, but it shouldn't be frequent. Like
And always having to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Even at Coastal, like we have a fairly large pool of exercises compared to most programs, but still you're going to, even if you don't see the same exercise weekly, if you're doing this long enough, you're going to become competent in this pool of exercises and then start to know and be able to track, even if it's not week to week, but over time and month to month. You know, so at some point you have to sit down and be like, am I going to be doing this for months and years and decades? Cool. Let me pick the most effective and efficient exercises. That's my pool. And then in there, you find your rotation that's going to be most sustainable. Like I said, some people can go and literally do the same exercises for 6 months straight, right? Most people can't do that. They get bored.
Yeah.
So then you could maybe have the same 3 or 4 every week and rotate through the rest of your exercises in the program. That's kind of what we do at Coastal.
Yeah.
Or you could have one that sticks each week, 1 or 2. So it's just finding some kind of balance. But ultimately trying to reinvent the wheel and confuse your muscles.
That's not it.
It's just, it's a
losing battle.
It's a buzzword and concept that's just kind of wrong.
It's not real
and misunderstood.
Yeah. So, and that was really like, I mean, probably a result of a lot of like trying to sell programs and magazine stuff and videos. And of course that sells those workout videos and they want to keep selling them to you.
Yeah.
So like, it's just something that furthers that, right? They just want to make money. So
yeah,
I think that's where that came from, but it's not real. So please don't confuse your muscles.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So there you have that. Then this week, Coastal Strength and Fitness.
This week.
The opening week of the NFL, for those that care. September.
Is this the year?
No.
Are they gonna? They're not gonna do it this year?
The Washington Commanders?
Yeah.
Nah. We have, where are we at? September 8th. What's Sunday?
Sunday is the 6th, 8th.
8th. All right. So September 8th, the week of September 8th, which in our program.
Why does the week start on Sunday?
Why not Monday?
Can we change it?
Yeah. Because Sunday, it feels
it's the end of the
like,
weekend.
Yeah, you want, it's like the chill day, so it should be the wrap up.
Yeah.
Not the.
They try to trick us and think, oh, you start the week with a really relaxing day.
Yeah.
They're liars. Monday is the start of the week.
Yeah.
Continue. Just got fired up.
All right. Where are we at? Week 4 of this.
Yeah. Week 4.
Third part of summer. Yeah, continuing on, we got our main lifts staying the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Previous
those are always going to be the same.
Like we just talked about.
Shit.
The confusion here is progressing on them.
Progressing, daddy.
Your Bulgarian deadlift, your L-sit, our Monday peeps. Wednesday, you got your landmine squat, dumbbell bench press.
You know, we hadn't done landmine squats in a while. So there's a lot of people at the gym that had never done them.
Well, and like we talked about, it's kind of the perfect example of like we have this 6-week phase. So exercise you haven't seen in a while. The first 2 weeks, you're kind of gaining your coordination. You're probably going to be like sore, more, and then you're kind of like getting your little sea legs, right? Then now here we are Then week 3, you should be starting to groove. You're kind of probably finding an appropriate load for the rep range. And then week 4, you should now you're okay.
We're cruising, baby. We should be going.
You kind of know where your intensity's at, and now you're starting to I'm gonna have to try to add a rep or two compared to before. So then week 4, 5, 6, you're really past those neural gains and getting those
and pushing it.
Yeah, laying the bricks.
I thought you were gonna say something.
Laying that.
I don't know why I was waiting for it. Oh god!
All right,
Friday. Front foot elevator split squats. We only have a couple more weeks of those, then we'll go to a new single leg variation, and then dumbbell snatches. So next week we're gonna be dropping the reps because we've been really working on the base there, and we had done them some the previous 6 weeks, just not every week.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be lowering the reps. As people have gotten a little more proficient, because it is like an explosive movement. It's highly technical. When we are pushing it, like the reps should be pretty low. It's super taxing. You get very, very fatigued and out of breath. So yeah, it'll be a lot lower to account for that. So that's what we have coming up on that Friday. And then side note, dude, Cossack squats, I've always liked them, but I started to do them every day. And they're like a game changer.
You're like a newborn baby.
I feel good. Like my just legs and hips feel better. Not that they feel terrible, but it's just one of those little additions that takes like 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
I watched JJ, 9 months, legs, complete split, fold forward, like nose to ground.
Unfazed, dude.
Reaches, like grabs something and then plops back up.
Unfazed.
I'm like, man, that mobility.
Like, I know, like, you're way different as a baby.
Well, yeah, your cartilage and all that's not.
But can you keep all of that?
I feel like,
Or would it be too hard because, like, a young toddler, by the time they maybe start to get a little more solid?
It depends on what you do, right? A lot of it's like your brain allows you to access it. And then when you don't access certain positions, now all of a sudden you get a little older, you're maybe sitting in school more, you get tighter, and you're not accessing these positions, your brain starts to see them as dangerous.
You got to start eating dinner cross-legged,
stiffens you up.
Sitting in a squat.
I know,
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, but
you couldn't do it.
If I put something 2 feet away from him, he can't get it yet. So, yeah, he's flexible, but he can't move.
Well, he needs to do better.
He wants to. You can tell he wants to, but he gives up too quick.
There.
He gives up, man. That core strength, he's weak.
Need to get him come to the gym.
He's got like the 95th percentile head and weight. I think it's just too much.
It's a bobblehead.
Too much to lug.
He's a bobblehead, dude. He's gonna catch up. Those abs will catch up.
Yeah.
Just give him some creatine.
Oh man. He'll get the little farts, little creatine gas.
That's fine, man. That's worth it for what you get out of it.
All right, so hitting them with Thursday, that's the 75-second.
That long, that's long duration. You know what? The people do it. People suck it up.
Yeah,
I like it.
Forces you to bring your intensity down.
You know what? It kind of snuck up on people a little more. Not that we're trying to trick anybody or anything like that, but like the first round you do of that, it's like, But like round 2 and 3, it really starts to kind of wear you down a little bit. And that was interesting to watch. Because usually on the shorter stuff, it's pretty quick that people kind of hit that we'll call it threshold. But it took a little longer.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to watch.
Well, people have to realize the lower intensity stuff builds your aerobic base more, will actually make you better at the high intensity stuff to be able to push harder and recover faster and things like that.
Yeah. And if you notice some people that are just really good at conditioning type stuff usually have a really good base.
Side note, I see we have the sled push and drag on here.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see that thing I sent you?
If you send on Instagram, I've neglected Instagram, so let's some weird stuff in there.
Look, it's gonna make you so mad.
Zero sled?
To why we didn't invent it.
Oh, that's dope. He needs to put some weight on that sled, though.
Yeah.
Looking real weak.
But essentially, it's
That's cool.
It's like this little circular sled, and you hook the strap onto it, and it swivels all the way around.
So you can turn it any which way.
You know, one thing that stinks is if we want to do sled drag, like, you know, 2 ways, down and back.
You got to unclip.
You got to unclip. It kind of breaks that that mojo you have going. So this one, you just spins right around.
That's nice. That sled push and drag we did it 2 weeks ago. It was humbling.
Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't hook up straps or anything or the belts. It was just grab the handles. But it was because it was so long, we didn't use any weight. So logistically, it was great. But that was tough. That was quad burner.
And then how about the now we're going to week 4, Tuesday, the strength EMOM.
That went well. We did that as well. That was good.
Did I send you some other memes?
Yeah. The stuff you would feed your pit bull. I was gonna send that to you.
Someone had a post with like their bowl of ground
beef and bananas, right?
Ground beef and bananas, which if you listen to our previous stuff is kind of close to our meals.
Yeah.
I've never gone that far.
Nah, but it had me wanting to try it though. I'm like, maybe it's good. I don't know.
Someone commented on it, and that's what I sent Will. It was like a reaction of the comment to where someone said that looks like something you'd feed your pit bull on its birthday.
It does though.
Oh,
the banana man.
That quote unquote animal based diet world, which makes no sense. You know, the Paul Saladino, where it's like they only eat meat and fruit basically. So then they try to hype up like their combinations of like putting honey on ground beef and mixing it with bananas. You know, it's like, nah, man.
That's not it.
Why don't you have some beef and rice and then a banana
on the side? That'd be way better. But it's just like it's gotta be a combo. Oh, this is the best meal ever. Like, please stop. It's just funny how that's, side note, gone from just completely only animal products, and now it's like, oh, you can have fruit.
Well, at one
and you
point,
can have honey.
He was vegan.
Yeah.
Then 100% carnivore. Then wrote a book on carnivore. And then months after was like, I felt like crap. I started eating fruit again in addition to my meat. I feel way better. And now he's added in dairy. He's added in like spices and stuff. So and
you know, I give him 6 months, he's gonna be adding in rice and potatoes. So
and it's like
he still calls it animal based though.
It's like, dude, that's an omnivorous diet. Like,
yeah,
you're eating like 95%.
You can't just say it's animal based because there's animals in it. Yeah. Like,
and he'll literally be, he had one, and it was like my animal based spaghetti, and it was literally
spaghetti squash.
It was just
I saw that one.
Spaghetti squash.
And it's like, well, how is that animal based?
Bro, what are you doing?
It's just, dude, when you get stuck in your corner like that and you box yourself in,
you
gotta deal with it.
Figure out a way out.
Yeah.
But still sell stuff.
But you gotta sell stuff. And the hard part is like, dude, you've trained all of these people that follow you to think a certain way. And now they're mad that you don't think that way.
You know what my thing is with that? When people like go into these religions with diet, and then it's like, yeah, I would never eat, whatever, dairy. And then think about when they just maybe want a bowl of ice cream, but it's like you've built this person. Let's see, even less. It's like, oh, I only eat meat, and then it's like, man, you just want to, some popcorn at the movies or something.
Yeah.
But you
But you can't.
It's like, so then what? And then you know what I think most of those people do is they're just fraud, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll just eat that stuff, but then have their persona and their brand. But it's like, that's a commitment, man.
It is.
Some of those things. It's like, are you really gonna live like that forever?
They think so. You remember see when he brought coconuts on the airplane?
And it goes the other way.
It's an eating disorder, man.
Yeah, but
it is.
You can't wait 2 hours and just land and.
Dude, people raw dogging flights now. Like, you don't need to bring your freaking coconuts and your beef heart with you. Mm-hmm. It's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it goes the other way too. There's all these vegans who end up breaking bad, you know, and they're like, and then they have their YouTube and they're like, I gotta confess, I had a bite of salmon.
Okay, good for you. It's like, just so weird, man. There's so much
you did
guilt.
That to yourself.
Yes, that is it though. Like you painted yourself into a corner.
To where now you have to have
You're confessing that you had a bite of salmon, like. What if we just got rid of the internet? I think we need a good start.
I don't know. There's some funny stuff too.
There is, but my God.
Well, this stuff is funny. Actually.
What if we just shut it off for like 30 days?
Well, the problem is there's now a whole generations that haven't known any different. So that would be like, let's think of something that we only know. That would be like,
no electricity.
Yeah. Let's shut off electricity or central air, right?
Yeah.
People would freak out. We would freak out because we haven't known any different.
That's okay.
So to that generation,
little refresher.
They would probably
like, hey, you gotta go. It'd just be crime everywhere.
Yeah,
that's all.
But you know what? They probably would have improved mental health and all this stuff.
Yes.
So,
crazy, man.
Because the comparison, man. We all catch ourselves. You go down little rabbit holes, and then you're like, you know what? If I just go out in my normal life, like none of
this matters.
Is an issue. Yeah. My day to day and the people, you know, everything in your real life. Yeah, there's way more ugly people in your regular life. Not everyone's so beautiful.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
You're like,
I'm doing all right, man.
You get on the internet and you're like,
I'm the smallest guy that's ever lived.
I know. You start pulling out Spotify and playing Evanescence
from Jack's Mannequin. It's not good.
Then you go out to the store and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is fun.
I feel a lot better.
Yeah, but you just stay home and sit in that. It's rough, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
Good God.
You're like, everyone's so tall. And then you go out and you're like, oh, okay. Everyone's eyesight with me. Everyone's meals look so good, you know?
And then you go to the grocery store and see what everybody buys.
So fancy, right?
And you're like, oh, all right.
Okay. Everyone's just eating powdered donuts from Wawa.
It's 1 out of 10,000 that has a good looking meal.
Oh man, it will wreck you. So yeah, they probably should just take it away.
I think we could use
for like we're joking, but could you imagine that when you're like 12, 13, 14 years old?
Yeah, like it's no wonder people are really messed up. We didn't have we had the internet, but we didn't have the internet.
Oh yeah.
When we were 12. I think 12 it was still dial up, right?
Oh yeah, you had to.
Well, how long ago was that? 20 years?
Whatever you were gonna do, you had to plan like 2 hours to get like one article or whatever.
Yeah. Like, you had to make sure nobody was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, can I get...
Mom!
And then she picks up the phone, cuts you off. Now it's like, dude, I could pull up...
really, like, AIM? Like, the chat? That was really the main thing you were trying to do?
Dude, you're talking to your friends, bro, trying to look cool. Yeah. Put up your little away message.
Yeah.
What else did we do on the... That was it.
Yeah.
This was before YouTube.
There wasn't, like...
There wasn't a lot going on then.
Stuff.
Nah.
There's like maybe little games.
Yeah, flash games.
Yeah.
And then YouTube became a thing. Well, before that, it was like there was videos on sites like E-Bombs World, funny video.
But even college, I went to college for 2003. I mean, really, you were just hopping on your AOL chat.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
Play some computer games online. Mm-hmm. But dude, that's about all it was at that point. Doom. Ooh, that's a throwback. Play that.
Doom. Yeah, you weren't looking at all the how to style your hair. And like, why don't I look like any of these guys? They look so it's the 1% most beautiful people in the world.
Yeah.
You're like, this hairstyle doesn't look good on me.
It's like, well, they just got they got really lucky.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh man.
All right, let's wrap this up.
All the muscles, all the big muscles now, you know, you would.
Oh.
And it's sad too. Like, I think most people don't even try or quit working out because their expectations are.
They're so unreasonable.
Unrealistic.
Like,
And then they don't even work out for all the great benefits. It's like, I expect for this, physical change, and it doesn't happen after 3 workouts. And then it's like, what's okay? I
you know
quit.
what's wild? Here's the crazy thing. Go out in public. How many people are just like crazy super jacked? Not very many.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's a
the reality
tiny
is,
percentage.
The ones that are, it's actually a little like, in general, in mainstream, it's like kind of cartoonish to most people, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like, that's the thing, like the internet, which is good and bad. It creates a ton of niches, right? So you can find your niche, but you can also get lost in it too.
Oh God, yeah. Get
so,
lost in your bubble.
yeah.
It's crazy.
All right. Well, there you have it. There's our tip. There's our workout. There's our
then-
rant. There's our life advice.
Sometimes you get carried away.
All right.
Catch you next time.
Let us know what you did. What you did on the internet in 2003.
Maybe don't.
2000.
Maybe don't.
All right.
See ya.